For many months now, there have been many whispers and rumors about Pastor Lovy Elias and his family. People everywhere have been curious, wondering if there is any truth behind the stories they keep hearing. The silence from the family has only made these rumors louder, making everyone more eager to find out what is really going on. Now, after all this waiting, something important has finally happened. Pastor Lovy Elias' wife has spoken up for the first time. She has shared her side of the story and admitted that some of the rumors are true. This is a big moment, one that no one expected so soon. Today, we will dive into what she said, what it means for the family, and how this revelation could change everything. To understand why this moment is so important, let's first look at who Pastor Lovy Elias is and the life he has built. Pastor Lovy Elias is well known in many communities for his ministry and spiritual leadership. Over the years, he has gained a strong following and many people respect him for his work. Like any public figure, his family has always been in the spotlight to some extent. However, in recent times, rumors started to spread about challenges within their family life. These rumors talked about personal struggles and conflicts that were never meant to be public. Although nothing was confirmed, the stories started growing quickly on social media and other platforms. These whispers made many followers worried and confused, especially since the family had not said anything to clarify the situation. This background helps us see why the wife's decision to finally speak out is such a major step. After the rumors began to spread, both Pastor Lovy Elias and his wife chose to remain silent. For many weeks, they did not make any public statements or address the claims in any way. This silence, while understandable given the sensitive nature of the issues, allowed the rumors to grow even stronger. When public figures stay quiet during such times, people naturally begin to fill the gaps with their own guesses and stories. Social media platforms became flooded with discussions, theories, and sometimes even harsh criticism. Friends, followers, and even strangers started to question what was really happening behind closed doors. This period of silence was difficult not just for the family, but also for those who looked up to Pastor Lovy. Supporters were confused and felt torn between believing the rumors and trusting the image they had always known. Meanwhile, the pressure on the family increased, and the emotional toll became heavier each day. It is important to understand that in such situations, choosing silence is often a way to protect privacy and process what is happening internally. But at the same time, this quietness can cause more misunderstandings, leaving people feeling unsettled and desperate for answers. The situation was clearly reaching a breaking point, and everyone was waiting for something, any sign from the family to know the truth. After the rumors about Pastor Lovy Elias and his family started circulating, the couple made a conscious choice to stay quiet. For weeks, neither Pastor Lovy nor his wife publicly addressed the stories or gave any official statement. This silence was understandable in some ways, because dealing with personal and sensitive matters in public can be very difficult. They probably wanted to protect their privacy and their family from more pain or unwanted attention. However, this decision to not speak out also had its consequences. After weeks of silence and growing speculation, the turning point finally arrived. Pastor Lovy Elias' wife, who had remained quiet throughout the storm, decided it was time to break the silence and speak out. This decision was not easy for her. It took a lot of courage to come forward and address the rumors head-on, especially knowing how much attention and judgment it could bring. But she realized that keeping quiet was no longer helping anyone, not the family, not their followers, and not even herself. Her choice to speak was motivated by a deep desire to clear the air and set the record straight. She wanted to share her side of the story honestly, without hiding or avoiding the truth. More than anything, she wanted to protect her family's name and bring some peace back into their lives. She understood that silence had allowed misunderstandings to grow, and that only by being open could healing begin. In her statement, she expressed how difficult it had been to watch rumors damage the trust and respect that many had for their family. She spoke about the pain and challenges they faced privately, explaining that some of the stories were true, while others were blown out of proportion or simply false. By admitting certain truths, she hoped to show that they were not perfect, but still deserving of compassion and understanding. Her message was honest and heartfelt. She did not try to excuse or deny everything, but was willing to be. This honesty was a powerful moment because it showed strength rather than weakness. It also sent a clear signal to everyone watching. This family was ready to face their problems openly and work toward healing. The decision of Pastor Lovy's wife to finally speak up changed the entire conversation. It moved the story from the realm of gossip and mystery into a space where real emotions and real people could be seen and heard. It reminded everyone that behind the public image, there are human beings facing struggles just like anyone else. When public figures don't respond to rumors, people's imaginations tend to run wild. Social media became a place where speculation grew rapidly. Friends, fans, and even strangers shared their own versions of what might be happening, and some even spread false or exaggerated stories. The silence was interpreted by many in different ways. Some thought it meant the rumors were true. Others hoped it was just a difficult phase that would pass. For the family, this silence was emotionally exhausting. They were living under constant scrutiny, with their private life suddenly feeling like a public show. The pressure to respond or explain themselves grew heavier every day. At the same time, they had to manage their daily responsibilities, public ministry, and personal struggles all at once. Followers who respected and believed in Pastor Lovy felt conflicted. Many didn't know what to think because there was no official confirmation or denial. Some were confused and hurt, feeling betrayed by the possibility of the rumors being true. Others defended the family and urged patience, hoping the truth would come out eventually. When Pastor Lovy Elias' wife finally spoke up, her statement captured the attention of many because it was honest and heartfelt. She didn't shy away from the difficult truths, and that made her confession feel genuine and human. In her message, she admitted that some of the rumors that had been circulating were indeed true. She spoke openly about the struggles and challenges their family had faced behind closed doors, things that most people didn't know about until then. She explained that, like any family, theirs was not perfect. There had been moments of tension, disagreements, and personal battles that were private but impactful. These issues had affected their relationships and even their ministry work. However, she was careful to point out that while some rumors had a basis in reality, many details had been exaggerated or misunderstood by the public and media. This distinction was important because it helped clear up false information that had caused unnecessary hurt. She also shared the emotional toll these struggles had taken on her and her husband. The pain of dealing with personal problems while being watched by thousands was overwhelming at times. Despite this, she emphasized their commitment to each other and to their faith. She reassured everyone that they were working through these challenges together, seeking healing and growth. Her confession was not just about admitting mistakes or hardships. It was also about owning the reality with courage. She wanted to be transparent to rebuild trust with their followers and show that it was okay to face difficulties openly. By doing so, she hoped to inspire others going through tough times to not feel ashamed or alone. This honest confession helped humanize the family and gave their story depth. It showed that behind every public figure, there are real emotions and real problems. It also highlighted the importance of understanding and compassion instead of quick judgments based on rumors. In the end, her statement became a turning point, not just in clearing up confusion, but in opening the door for healing, forgiveness, and a new chapter for the family. The moment Pastor Lovy Elias' wife made her confession public, it created a strong reaction across the community and beyond. People were surprised, some shocked, but many also felt sympathy and understanding. Her honest words touched a nerve because they revealed a side of the story that was never seen before, a side that showed vulnerability and real human struggle. Among their followers, the reaction was mixed. Some people admired her courage for speaking the truth openly, especially in such a public and judgmental space. They expressed support and encouraged the family to focus on healing and moving forward. These supporters appreciated the honesty and said that everyone faces challenges, no matter who they are. On the other hand, there were also those who felt disappointed or confused, especially if they had believed only the positive image they had before. Some struggled to reconcile the new information with what they had known about Pastor Lovy and his family. But even many of these people understood that no one is perfect and that admitting struggles is a step toward growth. The confession also sparked conversations, how public figures often have to deal with harsh scrutiny. Many realized that it's easy to judge from the outside, but much harder to handle personal issues when the whole world is watching. This brought a sense of empathy and reminded people to be more kind and less quick to assume. In terms of impact on Pastor Lovy's ministry, there was a noticeable effect. Some followers paused or stepped back to process the information, while others remained loyal and continued supporting the work he and his family were doing. Importantly, the confession opened the door for honest dialogue within their community about struggles, healing, and forgiveness. Overall, her statement marked a new chapter. It shifted the focus from rumor and speculation to truth and understanding. It showed that even in difficult times, honesty can bring people together and create space for healing. The impact was powerful because it reminded everyone that behind every public story, there are real people with real feelings. Looking back at this whole situation with Pastor Lovy Elias and his wife, there are some important lessons that everyone can learn. First and foremost, it reminds us that no one is perfect, not even people we admire or look up to. Behind every public image, there are real human beings who face struggles, make mistakes, and go through hard times. It's easy to forget this when we only see the polished side on social media or in public. Another key takeaway is the importance of honesty and transparency. The decision of Pastor Lovy's wife to finally speak up and admit the truth shows how powerful it can be to face reality, even when it's uncomfortable. Silence might seem like the safest choice at first, but sometimes being open and honest is what helps heal wounds and rebuild trust. When we hide problems or pretend everything is perfect, it often makes things worse, not better. This story also teaches us to be careful about jumping to conclusions based on rumors. It's natural to be curious or want to know the full story, but spreading or believing gossip without facts can hurt real people. Instead, it's better to wait for clear information and approach sensitive matters with kindness and empathy. Finally, it highlights the value of forgiveness and support. Everyone deserves a chance to grow and improve, and when someone admits their faults openly, it shows strength and humility. Supporting others in their journey, rather than tearing them down, creates a healthier and more understanding community. In the end, the story of Pastor Lovy Elias' wife speaking up reminds us all to look beyond the surface, to be honest with ourselves and others, and to practice patience and compassion. Life is full of challenges, but facing them with courage and truth can lead to healing and hope. As we come to the end of this story, it's clear that Pastor Lovy Elias' wife speaking out has opened a new chapter for their family and followers. What started as rumors and silence has turned into a moment of truth, honesty, and hope. This moment reminds us that behind every public figure, there is a real person with real struggles, just like anyone else. Her courage to finally speak up was not just about admitting the truth, it was about starting the healing process for herself, her family, and their community. It shows us all the power of being honest, even when it's difficult, and the importance of compassion for others going through tough times. Now, the focus can shift from speculation to understanding and support. While the road ahead may still have challenges, this honesty creates a foundation for rebuilding trust and moving forward together. If you've been following this story, take a moment to reflect on how we react to news about others, especially those in the public eye. Let's choose kindness, patience, and respect. And remember, everyone deserves a chance to heal and grow. Thank you for watching and being part of this important conversation. Feel free to share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. Stay tuned for any updates, and as always, take care of yourselves and those around you. As we wrap up this story, it's important to remember how much courage it took for Pastor Lovy Elias' wife to finally break her silence. In a world where public figures are often expected to be perfect, admitting to struggles and vulnerabilities is a powerful act of honesty. Her decision to speak openly wasn't just about addressing rumors. It was about reclaiming their family's narrative and starting a process of healing that had been long overdue. This moment is a reminder to all of us that behind every public face, there is a real person facing real challenges. No one's life is without difficulties, and sometimes the hardest battles are fought in private. The way the family has handled this situation now teaches us about strength, not the strength to hide problems, but the strength to face them head-on with transparency and courage.